Oh, sick! 2 Huracan STOs.
This is crazy.
Dude.
Seriously, augmented reality is out of control these days.
I can
honestly.
get in it.
Can you?
Oh, click.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I'm inside of an STO.
All right, let me get in mine. Hold on. Wow, this is so real.
How'd you get in? I didn't know. How'd you start the engine? Knew it wasn't real.
You're watching Throttle House. I'm Thomas.
And I'm James.
And this is the new Lamborghini Huracan STO. It costs $477,000 Canadian as spec'd, and for that money, you get less Huracan than normal, because this is a road-legal, lightweight, track-focused weapon. The STO stands for, after all, Super Trofeo Homologato. But right away, there's an issue. You see, homologato translates to homologation, and as homologation is typically known in the car world, it refers to a road-legal car that's been built to satisfy a set of requirements. So the manufacturer can take the racing version of that car and enter it into a particular racing series. And they usually have to make a certain number of them. So you see, they build a road car only so they can go racing. And historically, that's given way to some amazing road cars. Even recently, Toyota's GR Yaris that just came out is a car that was built for racing in the World Rally Championship, where in order to compete, they had to make a road-going version, which means the car is flawed on the road in a good way. It's meant for a rally stage. Lamborghini does race with the Huracan in several series, including the 24 Hours of Spa, but they didn't need to make this STO in order to enter. This car is only inspired by race cars, not required, which is confusing because it has homologation in the name, Super Trofeo Homologato, just like the Ferrari 250 GTO did, which is a car that only existed on the road because Enzo Ferrari wanted to go racing. Since homologation basically just means approved, this STO, while taking tons of influence from Huracan race cars, is actually technically homologated for road standards, not racing rules. So yeah, it's homologated, in the same way as a Honda Accord. So at the outset, the name STO comes off as a lie. If you're new to Throttle House, we do car reviews, track tests, and quite a lot of messing around. So subscribe and hit the bell.
Okay, if Lambo's gonna throw the word homologation out there, then an homologato Mr. Roboto car should be more race car than road car. Should be. Yeah, that's not a Honda Accord. God, the last time I did a launch control in a Huracan, it was all-wheel drive. This is the first time I've experienced a Huracan hunting for traction. Kind of welcome, bit of danger. Okay, so it should be flawed as a street car, and it is. That windscreen is 20% lighter than the one in the Huracan Performante. More than 75% of the body is carbon fiber. If it's lighter, there's less insulation, and this thing weighs less than 3,000 pounds. It's essentially the same as a Corolla. And that exhaust makes a bit of a ruckus as well. It's loud, and it's especially loud at speed, like on the highway. That said, the original Huracan was never really a great place to have a phone call anyway. Dr. Strange proved that, didn't he? They've also saved some weight by putting in this clamshell hood, which is actually called a cofango, which is a combination of the Italian words cofano and parafango, cofano meaning hood and parafango meaning fender. It's probably a good thing that they didn't use the English language for that, otherwise we'd have hender or food. But that cofango isn't just a weight-saving feature, it means that they can access it quicker for motorsport duties, which means it's perfect for pit stops. Nice to have fast windows as well. We've driven the normal Huracan, we've driven a Huracan Evo, we've driven the Huracan Evo Spider in the canyons of LA. And this car, with its lightness and just race carness, is just that extra level of sensational. The noise, the lack of insulation, the lightness, even on throttle. It feels like there's an extra urgency in the pedal, purely because the way it's moving isn't as much as a normal Huracan. In fact, this is about 400 pounds lighter than the Evo Spider. And it just adds to that experience. An experience for which the keystone is primarily still that screaming, naturally aspirated V10, which now has been around for a long while. But thanks to the responsiveness of these paddle shifters and just the way you can turn this engine into a musical instrument that you get to control, you get to curate a literal swan song to this engine. It's just phenomenal.
Okay, so yeah, in the engine department, it's very race car. But it only does 0 to 62 in 3 seconds, which is slower than the 2.9 seconds in the Performante. And the top speed is lower. But that's because it has 53% more downforce than the Performante, a car that was already glued to the road. Think of the Performante as an elevated road car. This feels like a more subdued race car. I say subdued, but I am shouting so that you can hear me. Lambo went mad with the Aero. This thing has a shark fin. It's called a shark fin. It's like a rudder on a plane or a boat to keep the car stable in high-speed corners to prevent too much yaw. In fact, just looking out the mirrors, you get a sense of all the crazy aerodynamics. On each of these mirrors, I've got these 2 horns sticking up. And you know what? With this paint job, it reminds me of Beelzebub from The Pick of Destiny. Dave Grohl in a devil suit. I'm the devil, I can do what I want. And as James mentioned, it is a lot lighter. And weight is everything in a car like this.
There's a sense of precision as this car darts into the corner that the regular Huracan couldn't manage. It feels so delicate and accurate as you turn in. And since it's rear-wheel drive, there's a purity to the steering and a level of edginess to the whole car.
My biggest complaint about the Huracan Evo, actually my only complaint, was that it felt too safe. This doesn't feel as safe, and 640 horsepower to the rear wheels is something that deserves respect. I respect this car, and I really, really like it.
we've just been driving?
It's a crazy car.
Not since the Aventador SVJ have I looked back and gone, no way were we just driving
Yeah,
that.
like you get out and you look at it and it's just, oh, it's just all blades and angry angles. I really, really like the way this thing looks.
Yeah.
I really like the way
So does
it looks.
everyone. Like
Yes,
driving
yes.
on the highway, everyone's giving thumbs up. Whether you're a car person or not a car person, this is still like, what is that? And
Yeah,
then-
because a car person goes, that is an STO. They know what it is. And a non-car person goes like, that's a spaceship.
Exactly.
It's not supposed to be on the road.
Whereas like something like a GT3, everyone's
Yeah.
like, that's just a Porsche.
Yeah, that's right. This looks special. Should we talk about some of the things that are on it?
There's a lot of things.
There's a lot of things.
And this is-
at the same time, there's very few things.
But this is wrapped in PPF, which if you have a $477,000 car,
You probably
maybe you
should
should
do.
do. Yeah?
Yeah.
And I can't imagine how horrendous this would have been to wrap.
Push,
Because
push the thingy.
push the thingy.
Yeah.
Technical term.
Yeah.
Ah, El Cofango.
This is the cofango, or the food,
The food.
which is definitely not food, even though it would be spelled F-O-O-D. Does it?
Yeah, it stops.
It stops. That's
that-
all carbon fiber. That's nuts.
That's your storage space. Thanks to these extra air intakes. I hope things you own are cube shaped, or just
This
duffily.
is my weekend away.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
Because you've spent all your money on an STO and you no longer have any possessions.
Yeah, that's right. Oh wait, hold on. Cool. This is cool. For car nerds, here is the center lock wheel adapter. So if you're doing pit stops, that goes on. Well, you got to take the center cap off, and you go one big bolt. That's awesome. Very cool. Okay.
Everything's just like
Light. It's light.
not substantial.
Yes, that's the whole idea.
Okay, be careful, and then
Careful.
here we just let it go.
And boop. Oh Jesus, that was more aggressive than I thought it was going to be.
It's strong.
Yes. We have another one of these two little clips. I'm not going to take this off because this is a pain.
Yes.
Yeah, you get stuck with it.
We did a bit of an Instagram story. If you
Yeah.
follow us on Instagram, I may have
You
left.
abandoned me, is what he
Yes.
did. Yeah. This is a manually adjustable rear wing,
You can
which
see
is
that
very
it
cool.
says
Right.
car Ico Allah. Medio.
I feel like that's probably not how you pronounce that. Can I
Yeah.
try?
Go on.
It's my favorite thing to
Gonna
do.
get it wrong.
Caricola.
Caricola.
And then in here it says medio.
Which is media for like a radio.
Yeah,
weird. Why would they
or
put that?
medium.
Oh, because then yeah.
But that doesn't actually make any sense because the little screw thingy is all the way to the side. So maybe medium means, is this like Starbucks, like venti and grande?
yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Obviously the shark fin
This is yeah.
and this air intake is the most signature thing of the STO.
It is, and like these little bits here, right? I mentioned it in the car. Like they just give it so much presence in every angle that you look as a driver. You see everything in the mirrors, right? And you can see through these. You can actually see through them.
And apparently it's all functional.
Yes.
It's all functional.
Yes.
Although, even if it wasn't, I don't mind because how much fun this car looks.
Well, that's the thing about it, right? It is supposed to be ridiculous and over the top, and it accomplishes that perfectly. Whether or not all of this stuff, I mean, it's not like the Countach historically was horribly not aerodynamic,
Right.
But it looked so cool.
Because Lambo knows how to have fun.
Yes, exactly. And Lamborghini has now figured out a way to make them actually useful on a track and look crazy.
Speaking of fun though, that intro you saw at the beginning, that is a Lamborghini website augmented reality app for the STO that I found. And I was just like, we gotta
do something with this.
Like, you know,
You could put a Lamborghini in your living room.
exactly. Configurators alone can be really fun. Augmented reality, put it anywhere. You can adjust the size and stuff. Play with it after.
Right?
Play with it after.
The answer is why not?
Why not?
Right?
Look at these door handles.
Hey, this car's a poser.
What?
It's a poser. Like,
It pulls it off though.
yeah, okay.
With
okay.
these pulley handles.
It does just pull it off, right? But this is so, yeah, okay. There's a lot of weight saved here, I'll give you that, because I've got no elbow rest.
Yes, there's nowhere. I find
Yeah.
that on long journeys, this
Yep.
car is incredibly compromised.
Good, I mean, it's supposed to be, that's fine.
Right, but this is the first car in the history of Throttle House where my back has actually hurt, like pain.
It takes a lot to hurt. You're like a child, you're
Yeah.
like rubber.
I
and-
thought it would be more frequent with my condition.
What's your condition?
I have what's known as enlarged latissimus dorsi from doing boss workouts.
You have a hard time sleeping on your side, you need a pillow?
Yeah, no, honestly,
my
my
God.
back can't get comfortable in these, and they're not very adjustable, and there's no electricity. They're manual. I've got this Scancio down here.
Scancio, what does that mean? Like racing seat?
Yeah, we'll show what it means because we're not Google Translate, but
It probably means something as simple as like move seat here.
or release.
That's a very typical thing in Italian cars, is that they've got these really great, amazing words, right? Like the best example is quattroporte. Quattroporte just means 4-door.
But they do employ
Right.
they do employ Spanish words, right? The Huracan, the Aventador.
Yeah. Lamborghini leans on the Spanish.
For the real beast stuff, they realise that the Italian language is too gentle, and they need to borrow from Spanish.
I guess. That's
You want to fight Italians? You want to... All right, so there is some normal Huracan stuff going on in here that we're used to. There's this infotainment, which is very fingerprinty, but otherwise fine.
It's only fingerprinty because of the angle that it's on.
Well, you do have to look away to look at it. Like if you have a map on there using CarPlay or Android Auto, your eyes do have to drop down quite a lot.
Quite a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, I did notice that when I was driving.
But we do have some expensive options going on in here. Of course we do. Just having the word Lamborghini there is $1,000.
Maybe it doesn't come with that?
Doesn't come with the name.
What happens there if you don't pay $1,000?
It just says Peugeot or something. And then we've got these carbon fiber floor mats. Carbon fiber floor mats. Have you ever heard of that?
I'm not sure they know what the word mat means. This is just a carbon fiber floor.
Yeah, so that's a $5,400 option.
I just want to back up. I just want to understand this. So, they've covered the floor.
Yes.
With a hard floor.
Yes.
Of carbon fiber.
Correct.
And the purpose of carbon fiber is usually what?
Lightness and
to save weight.
Yeah.
So they've added weight. To save weight?
Well, I think in place of normal mats, you get carbon fiber.
Okay, and you save some weight there?
They would sell a carbon fiber clothing line if they could, if there were buyers.
This is great, I feel so light and nimble.
But the other things I find that are slightly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I almost take pleasure in reporting the uncomfortable stuff because I want it to punish me. I want it, I like the
it's a bit kinky, but
stiletto on, yeah. There's the dead pebble.
The dead pebble?
The dead pedal is quite far into the right. So where you go naturally with your foot, you end up kicking carbon fiber, which feels
I see that.
There's also the visibility trade-off. So if you look in your rearview mirror, you just have the inside of a whale skeleton.
Yeah, it's cool.
Which is really cool.
It is really cool. You can't see anything.
Can't see anything.
But it's really cool.
No.
I will say, though, we've driven the Huracan Evo, and we've driven the Huracan Evo Spider.
Yes.
And the Spider has less headroom. That's a weird thing to say because it's a convertible, which means it has as much headroom as space.
Infinite, yeah.
Yeah, but if you have the top down, it feels like this bit here, and it's much lower.
It's in your eye line, yeah. This is a spacious cabin.
I have quite a lot of room. I could wear a helmet in here.
I got loads of room.
Yeah.
And like the feeling of the rake here, I think that's the thing that when you first step into a Huracan, and that's the big difference with the R8, is that feeling of rake.
That the end of the windshield is like 6 feet away from me. It's really cool.
I think this is, I know you said it's posy, but I think this is one of the coolest cabins on sale, and even in this spec, particularly with the red and the black.
Don't get me wrong. It's posy, but it is also one of the coolest cabins on sale. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, even with the fake buttons on the steering wheel.
Oh no, I didn't even notice
on
that.
your $500,000 car.
Oh, that's awful. What's supposed to go there? I don't even know. Does it matter?
Probably $1,000.
It's probably $1,000.
It just says the word button in Italian.
Yeah, listen, I do like the doors. I made fun of them. But I mean, to be fair, I have a little red piece of webbing to open the door on my own race car. Exactly like that in the same spot. So that's kind of cool.
Inspired by.
Inspired by.
Yeah.
Yeah, not necessary for. There's a pretty sick fire extinguisher here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For safety.
For safety.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to do if this car catches on fire? I'm going to get the hell out. I'm not going to get that extinguisher.
Not smoothly, you're not.
No.
The least graceful car exitor of all time.
I am. I don't do it well.
Shall we conclude this car?
Yeah.
The Huracan STO then is the meanest, harshest, most race car version of a road-going Huracan out there, and it provides that experience in spades. Did they cash in on the fact that homologation has become a synonym for the word special? Sure. Homologation in this case doesn't actually mean that this car was homologated for a race series. But it doesn't really matter, and marketing are gonna do their thing. The Huracan STO will be remembered by us for being the best driving Huracan ever. They could call it the My Little Pony Huracan or the Huracan Space Laser Blunderbuss, and we would still tell you that this is the Huracan to remember. Thanks for watching.
Alright, calm down, James. Nothing can hurt you. You're in a Lamborghini, even if this is a strange, huge land. Oh my god, what is that? It's huge! It's massive! Call the police! Call the army! No! No!